Today we're going to discuss 3 ways you can improve your vertical jump without jumping. I'm Eric Snell, the author of the Pleasantly Realistic Fit Businessman book. Now, if you're injured, for some reason can't jump, or you do a sport where you jump a lot, and you still want to practice jumping, and you still want to improve your vertical, how can you do it? Well, there are 3 really nice ways you can do that without putting so much stress on your knees and your ankles. And this is very good, especially for people that do team sports. So when I help out teams that plays basketball, for instance, I know that they're jumping a lot all the time. So for the sort of athletic performance, it might be a bit counterproductive to do a lot of jumps, because then they're jumping every single day, and that's when you get injured just because of overuse. So here are 3 things you can do, and some of them might be a bit difficult, some of them a bit easier. So let's start with the most difficult one, Olympic lifts. And I would say all professional jumpers, and when I say jumpers, I mean track and field athletes. If you're a triple jumper, high jumper, a sprinter, pole vaulter, any type of jump, you will be doing snatches or cleans. Sometimes also the jerk, and of course different variations. Now, if you're not familiar with the Olympic lifts, don't worry. Also for younger athletes, I think a better option is to use the second method, which is medicine ball throws. Now, they're very similar actually to Olympic lifts because you're using the same motion. And since you're releasing an object, you can go really, really hard on it. You can put a lot of effort in it without the risk of injury. With the Olympic lifts, it's always a little bit tricky in the beginning, and you have to have someone with you that can teach you the method. For the medicine ball throws, I think it's a more natural movement. Now, the third option, and this might be the most interesting one, and an option that people don't use that much, and that's the kettlebells. When you do kettlebell swings, for instance, you have the handle, and the weight is a little bit further away from you. So you have sort of a different type of force that's pushing you, and you doing kettlebell swings is actually a really, really good way to emulate a jump. And to make it a little bit more interesting and to have a more, let's say, dynamic movement of it, you can attach a band to the kettlebell, and that way the resistance differs depending on how far in the movement you are. So I suggest you do different type of movements, but mimicking the jumping movement. And using these 3 ways, you don't put a lot of stress on your knees, and hopefully you can spare yourself from nagging injuries. I'm Eric Snell, the author of the Fit Businessman book, and I'll see you at work.